Hello and welcome back to the Fantasy Take TV podcast. It is round 18 and we've got a fair bit to talk about. George, on the home stretch, there's quite a few injuries and suspensions actually that we'll discuss, I guess. Obviously how we went in the round just gone. And yeah, I think really just talking about those players that might be out with injuries who we have to trade to. I guess Gorn probably the big one, since it's going to be multiple weeks. And then at the end, I think we're going to do something fun every week. And this week, I've decided me and George are going to have a crack at that footy numbers game. I don't know if anyone's seen it. They probably have. And we're going to test our knowledge on that, George. And I don't know how good you are on footy numbers. I'm not the greatest, so we'll probably embarrass ourselves. But yeah,
I did tell you before 5 minutes ago my longest streak, and you can count on one hand what that is. But anyway,
yeah. So stay tuned for that. We'll do that at the end for 5 minutes or so and see what we can get. But how'd you go this week, George?
Terrible. It's one of those weeks where there's a bunch of people scoring 2,500 and a bunch of people scoring 2,350 or whatever. Just like if you had these 170s and 180s in the midfield, which I had none of because I held Rao. So I scored 23.25, dropped out of the top 1K to 1,250. I was sitting pretty 5 trades 2 weeks ago. Used 2 to get to Cordwell, and probably going to need another 2 this week. And rookies are Billy Dowling. Well, he's going to get a workout on field for me for the rest of the season, I think, the way things are going.
So what trades did you do in last week?
Oh, I don't know. I wanted Cordwell because I liked. We all like 43% of the comp and top 1% brought him in. We could all see that he was killing it in the midfield, so brought him in. Looks really good. So happy with that, and got rid of Sexton. Kind of saw the writing on the wall. I was watching him closely because I was watching Rao. I got to stop mentioning Rao, but I've watched a fair bit of Gold Coast, and just the way Sexton's going is he starts on the bench. He doesn't get used massively. They sort of share it around a lot. Like pushes up the ground a bit. But like defensively, like when it's his turn to sort of do the defensive stuff, he hangs off. He doesn't really do it. And I think that will get him in trouble for job security with Weller coming back. And he starts on the bench, finishes on the bench. So any close games, he's screwed because he's sitting on the bench for 5 minutes.
Yep.
So I jumped off for Cordwell, which was good. But to get that money, I could have done Rao to Rosie. I didn't.
Yeah. So what did you do?
I ended up doing Hugo Garcia to Humphreys because I was thinking, what if Fish is out for a while? I got to hold him. I'm going to have no defender cover. And that cost me 90 points on field. So I got Humphreys sitting there. I guess if I get a later end defense, then it might be worth it. But I threw away a trade because now I'm doing Rao to Rosie and I'm losing money. could have made 120K on that 2 weeks ago. So those are my trades. Then we used 2 this week. We got Gorn, and I'll get Rosie in, mate. So,
well, wait, so Rosie's more than him now. Far out.
Yeah, I mean
that happened quick.
Yeah, I think Flanders in the midfield is not helping either. But I'd love to use 2 trades to get like Dowling and Richards to someone, but Richards, he was my cash gen, my savior. He drops 230s, so he's cash gen is dead. So I have about 5 loopholes already. But MVP this week, it's rough. It's probably Cordwell, 134 on debut. It was good.
Yeah.
Because I think people were looking at Cordwell or Curnow, and that's gone disastrously if you went the Curnow over Cordwell. I think you've got both, but people were making
I still wish I went just Caldwell first, then I might have just held Fisher anyway, because that's what I did, got rid of him.
Yeah. And then
Bolt.
I'll stop rambling about my team, but I think Houston's been really disappointing.
Yeah.
I missed that 170, so I got him in after that, and he's given me 159 and a 76. So that stings. Could have gone for a pod because he was highly owned, and no. Anyway, how'd you go?
Scored a tiny bit more than you, 23, 43. Guess how many spots that I went up with that from my big rank of 15K.
So what'd you score? 24?
23, 43.
Oh, okay. I don't know, 2K spots up.
4 total.
Okay, nice.
4 total ranks.
Four spots.
That's why I asked it, because it was just funny to open and see that. And yeah, I said I just used one trade and did Fisher to Caldwell because he was out. So yeah, similar boat, George. Last couple of weeks, I had 4 trades or 5 trades, either or like a couple of weeks back, and I've just used them not as great as I would have liked. You know, the Rosie thing was right there, sitting at 400K, and I thought, yeah, it's a bit of a risk. And I decided to use 2 trades to get dunks instead of just doing one and getting Rosie. And that also meant after holding Colby for 15 weeks till that point, I used his cash to do that to get dunks because Brizzy do have a really good run home, and we just saw, you know, him and Neil go off again. Then they've got West Coast this week. We've talked about it plenty of times.
On a side note, Dunkley's M1 in the other format.
Is he? Wow.
Yeah.
He's always under ratio, isn't he? Always SuperCoach.
Yeah.
He's never really kept up, but he does use it. Doesn't use it great by foot most of the time, so that does hurt. But yeah, you know, having a Brizzy mid or probably both would be a good point of difference on the run home. So yeah, you know, could have had an extra trade, could have had just Rosie over him, and Rosie's been doing just as good, if not better than him till this point. Because yeah, then I still have Sexton, right? So you know, he's got to go, but then we have Gorn and all the other issues to deal with. So yeah, not the great use of my last few trades. MVP you probably, go on.
Oh, can you do Sexton to Jackson?
I looked at that and no, short by like 10, 15K. Because I probably would have, probably would have. But no, I had about 40K in the bank, 30, 40, and Sexton went down this week, so not good. Doesn't matter anyway. 15K ain't gonna get much better. MVP, Caldwell. I don't know who else I could give it to. I guess maybe Butters, 160s. You know, his biggest score in a while, or a long while. After having him for most of the year, so maybe him. And then in fault, well, there's a few this week. Like last week, having a really good week. There was not many to choose from, and then this week, all those same blokes just went back to their usual shit. Like, you know, Anderson 90, Walsh 60 or 69. Kerno obviously very bad, 33. Houston, you already mentioned, so maybe give it to Walsh this week. I know he got tagged, right?
He did. Yeah,
the majority of that game. I mean, everyone does. I'm having 3 mids get tagged every week, so probably him. But yeah, you probably stole mine, Caldwell and Houston. That probably fits my team perfectly. Would be the same votes. I mean, English 137 could give the MVP to him, but don't feel like it.
He'd never get my MVP.
No. That's what I thought you'd say. So, yeah, that's enough about our teams. What's the relevant news, Jaws? We're waiting on Heaney to see what's happening there. But as far as injuries go, what do we got?
Yes. So, my documents is frozen. Oh, never mind. So there's key injuries to highly relevant players. So the main one's Gorn. He said he's a 95% chance to miss 2 weeks at least. He's like, that 5% will be enough for me to try my best to get up.
Yeah.
So he's out for 2. That's problems for a lot of people, especially if you have him paired with Darcy or potentially TDK. So TDK's a test through ankle soreness. TDK, I sort of looked at him. I was supposed to speak about him after the news, but yeah, obviously like the management issues going to be there. Fisher is a test. So sounds like he was running today, which is encouraging. Jerome McGovern is TBC with ribs and a lung issue. Punctured lung, I think. I dare say he's not going to be back for a while, given that's TBC. So that's a bit of a worry. And then the 2 suspensions. So Isaac has been given 1 week, and Rankin's been given 3 to. Rankin's been given 4, but they're going to argue down to 3. Oh boy, where do we start? So how do we navigate this mess? Who do you think is the highest priority of these injuries / suspensions to trade out?
I mean, as far as everything goes, it's got to be Gorn, right? I haven't looked at his ownership in top 1% or anything, but I imagine it's very, very high. So yeah, that's probably number one. And obviously because he's going to be likely out for 2, maybe 3.
But if you have Jackson, are you holding Gorn?
I guess the question is probably most if you have Rankin and Gorn, right? And maybe you only want to use a trade on one of them. It's all situational. So yeah, if you have Jackson, cool. Maybe trade Rankin, use Jackson as cover.
Yeah.
And go that way. Because Rankin, yeah, I mean, I don't know if he'll get it down. I'm not too sure. We'll obviously wait and see, but that's probably my thing if you have both of those because they're the long-term ones, right?
Yeah.
McGovern, what's his ownership? Is it massive or is it sort of half-half maybe?
Well, we checked a few podcasts ago. It was about 14-15%.
Yeah. So anyway, if you've got him as on top of that, then hopefully something comes out, I guess, because TBC isn't really enough, but it's probably a trade too, isn't it? Similar to Gorn, like it'd be at least a couple of weeks, you'd think.
So last year I held Tom Green in his 3-week hamstring, and I fielded 370s with rookies, and I probably lost 100 points there, 120 points there, 3 points, 3 weeks of 70s. And I got by. Green came back and killed it. Now, is Gordon going to come back and kill it? He looks kind of sore. He's around the ground stuff straight up a little bit. I think Rankin, if it's 3 weeks, we're playing for overall here. Just as a.
Yeah, we've got to say cover comes into it, right, George? Because people have 23, 24 primo. So, yeah.
I think Rankin was looking like a clear top 6, and he probably still is. But now that Cordwell's come up, if people have Fisher, people have like a Moore or Jackson, then the main 3 that have been the top 3 for most of the year.
Yep.
Like who are you replacing him with? Like, are you replacing him with Jackson so you get a good score this week and then back to shit 80s, 70s the week after? I'd be tempted to hold Rankin if he gets it down to 3. If you can get to someone good like Cordwell or I guess Moore. We've owned Moore. We know what he's like. Yep. Mostly good, but you're gonna get 70s. I'm tempted to even hold if it's 3 weeks with cover.
7 weeks.
It depends who you're getting to, and if you've already got the good forwards. So yeah, just if you want to go him to Jackson, just keep in mind that you're gonna cop it when Shrek's back.
Yeah.
And while people actually, now that Rankin's not there, like people mostly have a weak F6 anyway.
Yeah.
Jackson's
still be handy though, like last couple of weeks of the season as well.
Yeah, I mean there's 7 weeks to go. If he's out for 4, it's probably too many. If he's out for 3, I'd consider holding depending on your cover.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, we were talking in Discord, I think, about obviously who to trade Gorn to, and even like a Grundy, if you have him or get him, Sydney could be top spot, pretty secured. Couple weeks left, and I don't think Grundy's the type to sit out a game, but you never know.
Yeah,
I feel like he'd play through. He's a warrior. He wants to play every game. But we're talking about like TDK. People looking at TDK, but there's already doubt about him this week or something. So
ankle
I don't think. Yeah.
With Sydney and Carlton, it could be 2-3 weeks
Both
to go.
Be locked in because they're so far ahead. Yeah.
Their latest position could be pretty secure with 2 weeks to go. We see it like you play NFL. What's the last week of NFL like?
Yeah, I mean,
sports half your team wiped out. Yeah. So they just said rest players. So I'm not sure Grundy is a rest risk. Like
I don't think he's a type.
TDK is clearly a rest risk.
Yeah, definitely.
Not just like rest,
just in general. Anyway,
duo ruck as well.
Be the last week. It could be in a couple of weeks. I've always said this with him. That's why he was a good play, short-term play. I wouldn't be going Gorn to him and relying on him for the rest of the year.
If you had Jackson, would you go TDK?
Probably.
He's just got an easy run.
Yeah, I do get that. Probably still no. We may as well talk about it now. I think who do we like the most? I think it's Grundy and Cherry are the 2 for the run home.
Nank? What do you think of
Nank, if
him?
you can get, you could probably be able to get him. He's actually quite expensive now. I was looking at it,
650.
$650K. I mean, he's also a risk in his own way, just because he's Nank, right? He can either elbow someone in the face or tackle. He gets suspended here and there. Plus, he's not the healthiest bloke either. I think he's been injured nearly every year he's played for us. So, don't think he's had an injury yet this year. So, there's always a risk there. Plus, opposite with Richmond, we're down at the other end. There could be the old couple, last 2 weeks. Put the he's still at captain. Still at captain. Put him on ice. So I think he might have missed a game, maybe one. Anyway, so there's risk with all of them. I just think maybe Cherry's the guy that's with the least risk. I don't know. We're probably overthinking it.
Sherry's run is quite good. He's got Grundy this week, which is tough. But then he's got the Coning boys. He's got a BJ Williams, got a maybe Flynn. I don't know how long he's out for, but English as well. So he's got 3 hardish games. So Grundy, Nank. I'm not sure Meek is difficult, but Meek is physical. And then 4 easy ones. So I think I like Sherry's run. I think SCG is probably good for him. There's lots of follow-up tackles and repeat stoppages. I like Sherry. He's I'm trading Gawn to Sherry.
He's thought about Grundy? Oh, you've got him, don't you? You already did.
I have Grundy.
Yeah.
What if you don't have English? Would you go there?
I don't know. I don't know. I think I'd go one of the other ones still. What's English got?
He's also got the Coning boys.
Yeah, he's got the Geelong matchup actually too, which is very easy at the moment. He's got Grundy, you get Mould. He might have Melbourne.
He's got Grundy, Gawn, Sherry. That's a nasty 4 in a row.
Yeah, probably stay away from him. Even Briggs at the end as well.
Did you watch English on the weekend?
I did not. No.
Okay, I was just reading comments about him. Apparently, he had 3 hit-outs to advantage and was useless as a wet noodle in the ruck.
That was it. Yeah,
just farmed around the ground. That's the thing. If he scores points, he scores points. That's all you really want.
That's what he's always sort of done. The other stuff was a bonus.
Yeah.
Grundy's run's good too, George. So I think it's between those two, Grundy and Cherry.
I'd go Sherry. Yeah, I'd go in order. Sherry. Well, I'd probably Grundy, Sherry, then English. I think. Just when Sherry played English, he annihilated him pretty badly.
Yep.
So I'd lean there, but I'm probably biased because I'm anti-English.
Well, you got Grundy and Cherry now, so all right, that's for Gawn. What about I guess for Rankin? So if even if he gets it down to 3 or it's still 4, 4's we think is a definite trade. I guess we say Caldwell if you don't have him at this point. Who else would we recommend going to? Provided most people have Flanders, Heaney. Probably most have Azorko by now. So there's, I guess, more. Stimkin's still about. He's actually scored all right since coming back from that hammy.
It's got Wardlaw coming back. So I think the CBAs for him dropped when Wardlaw was playing.
Yep. Yep. An interesting one. Combin's actually been killing it the last 3 weeks. 3 tons in a row. So since that first game, he popped off, and then a few got him in. He didn't quite make as much as they would have liked. He's 450K now, George. Combin.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he's gone berserk. But probably not someone you did trade in. So who would you say would you advise a Dylan Moore if people hadn't got him by this point?
I like Dylan Moore. Yeah. Moore's okay. He gets a few CBAs, but doesn't really score that well from CBAs. They've dropped a little bit the last 3 weeks.
Yeah.
Overall, it's 19% for this season, and didn't get any really in the first month.
Yeah. I mean, if you just thought by average, Jaws, those top 7, it's probably, with ranking out, Jackson's in there more, and then obviously Caldwell's really shooting up. His true average isn't really 96, since he's been, full-time mid dominating. It's like really 110 really for like 5 weeks. So
I feel like he's going to continue to do that. His DT's been better than that, I think.
Yep. It's funny to see Waterman still up there at just under the 90. One I actually looked at myself before realizing I can't use my final trade on anyone else but Gawn, was Jeremy Cameron. I feel like it gets to this point every year with him, but if you actually look at Geelong's fixture on the run home, it's very, very favourable, I think, anyway. Collingwood this week, I think he actually goes quite well against them in the past. And they're not, one of the top teams this year anyway. Dogs, I mean, they can be got at, especially with their defense. North, obviously, Crows. I mean, you would say it yourself. Free obviously been really good recently in the last couple of weeks is Saints and West Coast. Like another key forward, I know they're not everyone's cup of tea, especially after, myself getting Curnow and it hasn't gone very good at all. He's another one you could consider if you wanted to go something left field, I think.
Wouldn't be surprised if he has a rest game.
Also a worry with him. Yep, absolutely. Is there anyone else? I was just trying to look for anyone else.
Harley Reid's
yeah.
Harley Reid probably.
Yeah,
because he's young, you don't really know what you're going to get. Like some weeks he's like looks like a 60, some weeks is like a 130.
Yep.
Roll's still there. Brizzy this week, tough game. I can't be bothered with key forwards. We see as soon as the key forward goes out of form, it's a disaster.
Yeah.
I think it's the top 6 is Heaney, Flanders, Zorko. So they're 98% owned plus in the top 1%, and then you've got Caldwell, Fisher, Moore. I'd probably go one of those 3 or Jackson if you like the cover. You get the good score this week.
Yeah. Yep. If you could have those 7 as your forwards and have one on the bench, Jackson swinging about.
Yeah, perfect.
That'd be ideal. And you'd hope ranking gets down to 3, and obviously you hold him for a bit and then push Jackson back to the bench and loop him every week. So I know Fisher's a test, so I guess if he's back, does he come back in the team? I don't even know if he.
I think he does.
He probably does, but
lightly worry they ease him in as sub or something.
Yeah, maybe.
And that's going to cause problems because a lot of us we all have Heaney. And then when do they play?
North.
There'd be Sunday Merchants. Oh, Saturday. Oh, wait.
That's
Saturday,
early.
1 p.m. That's all right.
Yep. Oh, I see what you're saying with Heaney, yeah.
Oh, yeah, even with Fisher, just in case he's sub or something.
Yep.
I think he's in their best team still. He was playing all right. Start of the year, they're playing 4 flankers at the back. They're playing Sheasel, Scott, Fisher, Kirch, and just didn't work. So sort of opened up now with Sheasel moving up, opened up Fisher and McKercher. So
not surprising they've got to win with him out of the team. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I guess last one to speak about is Gov because he is still decently owned. I think inside higher owned teams. So
before we get to Gov, speaking of 2 budget options. When I say budget, I mean budget options.
In what line?
The forward line.
Oh, okay. Here we go.
Mateus Philippou.
Ooh.
Played full mid, 63% CBAs. I guess that's kind of full mid.
Yep.
He's 218k. He scored 112 on the weekend. Had a massive 4th quarter. The TOG is quite low, 68% it was.
Yep.
218k, not bad for maybe more your F7 because it's one game you're not quite sure what he's going to do. Pull that 4th quarter, 12 touches. against Sydney was pretty impressive. He looks good, and the form holds up in the VFL. I think there's like a few 140s in the VFL, which is good. A little bit of a punt because you're not quite sure if he's going to hold that form, but yeah, he's gone to the VFL for something like 6 weeks, played mid, and he did an interview, he spoke with Ross and said,
I
I
saw that.
think my best footy's in the midfield. I'll play twos midfield and then work my way back, and that's what's happened. Adelaide midfield as well. Adelaide, we saw what did Dunkley and Neil score 330 points combined.
Yeah.
So it's probably one of the easiest matchups at the moment. I think he's okay as if you need like a F7 and you want him to cover for Rankin or something like that. I think that's a fine option. And then Sean Manor, I think the Jai Clark experiment's over for this year because I think Geelong are now, they need a win. They can't carry him anymore. And they're going to play Manor, who I think he played half forward. The CBAs weren't high, so he's 170k. I had 14 tackles, so not sustainable, but I think he's good for like 80.
Yeah,
he does get a little bit of mid-time, and I wouldn't be surprised if he's used more in there. But for 170k, I think he'd be great cover. But I don't really have. I'd definitely trade him in if I had a spare trade just as cover, but I don't. And potentially could be sub. I don't know, but I think he played well enough to avoid that for now.
Yeah, no, both those trade like options, I think are nice. It's just whether you warrant using a trade to get them in at this point. You'd rather just keep that trade for primo injuries and whatnot. If you had a fair few trades, then yeah, sure, you can use one and get Manor or is Philippou got mid status?
No, forward only.
Yeah, which makes it less enticing. So yeah, I mean, it'd be nice if you had a lot of trades, sure, but I think I'd still, as long as you can obviously cover, everyone who's going to be out this week. Yeah, I just use. Hopefully, I'll try to save the trades for premium. So, yeah, and then let's just, I guess, a couple of defenders again this week for anyone who has to trade Gov. Who's of decent price? I mean, what is Gov's price now? Should be decent, 550. So, man, Colby's up to 450. If Fisher doesn't come back in or something, and you see you don't have Colby. Honestly, I think he's a decent option, even at like a D6. Who else?
Colby's getting expensive now.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Yeah.
I think Tom Stewart is playing mid and then floating back.
He's actually played all right, hasn't he? That's another one there. He's probably a lot cheaper now, 490. Yeah, I don't know. It's tough. There's a few. Jordan Clark's dropped back down a little bit again, so he's less than Gov if you didn't have him. Every defender seems to be around that price, I guess, besides the top couple. So, who do you like the most?
I trust Jordan Clark. Believe it or not, I trust Whitfield.
Yeah.
Whitfield, I've watched so much Whitfield this year. And by the way, he copped another head knock this game. It happens every game, but somehow just avoids the test and whatnot. But if you can bear that, Whitfield loves big open grounds. And I think he's, apart from one game at SCG, he's played on a lot of big grounds, played on Optus lately. Utah's, I think, is big. I think they call it Big Park or something. Oh, dude, I'm looking at Jordan Clark. Hold up. Yeah, he's played on big grounds like heaps. The last time he played on a small ground was Geelong. He scored 69, but since then, like Adelaide Oval, NG Stadium, Utah's scored well. MCG, NG. I don't know if what's MO?
Monica, I think that's the Canberra one. Yeah,
I don't
it's
know.
got us in the G this week, so
yeah.
If we don't put any attention to him, he should go massive. Yeah.
I'd actually, I can't believe I'm saying he's total points. He's D7 now. I would go Whitfield.
Yep.
And they saw the comments. We saw comments from the coach saying we want to get the ball in his hands a bit more, and that's come true. So I'd go Whitfield or Jordan Clark, or if you can get to a Sinclair, who's way too much.
Course. Yeah.
That's probably be 1 Sinclair, 2 Whitfield, 3 Jordan Clark. That would be my preferred personally. But
yep. No worries. Cool. Well, I guess we've spoken about all the players. Any updates? I'll just have a quick look, see if we know Heaney's fate.
Is that on tonight?
Yeah, I think it's on right now. And then Rankins is later. So
okay.
I mean, Rankins is probably the more relevant. Heaney we're holding either way.
Yeah.
It only really matters for the Brownlow, I guess, doesn't it? Which would be. I wonder if he'd still actually be leading it at this stage. I'm not sure.
There's a Brownlow boss dude on Twitter. I think he's got, before this week, he had Heaney and Dacos, I think, equal 21.
Yeah.
And Cripps 20. And I reckon Heaney was good in the second half, but they lost. I'm not sure he'd get a vote. He could sneak one. I think Cripps, even though they lost, I think he could sneak a 2.
Yeah, I just always think the thing with, especially, I mean, Collingwood with Dacos, he's just going to get the votes when they win, and it's just he doesn't play with many like superstar talents that are going to get them. Whereas Heaney does, you know, Errol, he's good games, Errol will get them. Chad's good games, he'll get them.
Yeah.
Even I feel like that with Carlton a bit. Cripps always is really just the guy to get the votes, you know. Walsh can get him here and there, obviously, but he hasn't, you know, didn't play for most, you know, fair chunk of the year, and then he's the one getting tagged over Cripps. So, like, I think Heaney probably will lose it regardless. You know, won't be leading votes at the end of the year anyway. But yeah, we'll see. That's still no result there. Anything else you want to do, George, or should we just jump into that footy numbers game and call it a day? Any questions or things you want to bring up?
Not really. I guess trade count is important. Probably should have started from that off the top. I think
well, don't listen
0
to
is definitely trouble.
Yeah,
1
don't take it from us.
It could get ugly. I think it only takes 1 week like this, but at the same time, you're trying to play for like best case scenario. And
if you have Gawn and you have, you know, 2 trades left, and you have Jackson, are you just gonna? Should you just roll with that? Like, should you use it? Go down to 1? Yeah.
I wouldn't go down to 1 at this early, even though I don't recommend.
Well, we don't have Jackson, so say if you did, would you definitely do that?
If you've got no right cover? Yeah, I don't know.
I mean, I actually have Kruger, so I'm going to loop Kruger, and if he goes all right Friday night, I'll consider just keeping Gawn.
I would in your spot. I'm not telling you what to do. I definitely.
I mean, I think
Six is going to get dropped. I think that's the issue.
Yeah, I get that. I just don't have many options to go to at his price. That's the problem.
Jezza.
That's what I had when I first opened the game. I put Jezza in. Then I got Jezza and Kerno, mate. So
yeah. Oh god.
But no, going down to 1 0 is not ideal. So yeah, if you can avoid it. I mean, I've got Dowling as cover as well. So like, yeah, really shouldn't.
Dowling gave away 5 frees.
Did he?
Yeah.
Still scored it right.
Yeah, he was right. He had like 11 contests, and he played good. Like a few errors here and there, like borderline free kicks. Anyway.
Oh wow, 9 clangers. Yep. He actually could have scored really like decently.
Yeah.
Without that. I guess captain's George, what are you thinking? There's a few options this week.
It's interesting.
At the start of the year, North, but they're playing all right these days.
Start of the year, I was confident in my captains, like going into the week, and I had like, I reckon first 8 weeks, I was like 140 average. And then since then, like I haven't been confident with captains, and just I keep butchering it every week. I reckon like my last 5 captains would be, I wouldn't be surprised if it's under like 105. And I don't know if I'm confident. I don't think Geelong have been leaking to mids the past few weeks. Like Merritt was poor on them, although Cordwell did all right. So Dacos plays Friday night. Is he one you're considering?
I don't know. Not at the minute. I haven't really looked his way. Last week I did Bont BC, and then I had it on Dunkley and decided to switch it to Max. at the last second, so that didn't turn out too great. I'm considering Dunkley again, as I see at the last game against West Coast. Who to VC though before is I don't know. There's quite a few random options, like obviously Errol. You could go.
That's my VC at the moment.
Yeah, you could go a Rio again. Like a Sarong or something against Hawthorn. You could go. Not the. I don't think people like Sarong anymore though.
Just
could
random
go.
tagging.
Yeah, a lot of tagging. So, I mean, if
Tom
they didn't
Green
play
against-
exactly, if they didn't play close together, Green into Dunkley would be nice because I think Green could go massive against us, but they play. Only see half of it, so not ideal. Don't know.
I was looking at Butters' history against Gold Coast. It's like,
How did the Dogs get so cooked in the mids on the weekend? Didn't watch that game.
Who'd they play? I can't remember.
Like Port cooked them.
Oh, I missed most of this game. This was a game where I was watching and I didn't have Rosie, and he had 7 touches in 5 minutes.
Yeah, that would have been tough.
It was weird. Like, Rosie and Butters were just waltzing through the middle of the ground with no opponent, kicking inside 50 the whole game.
I checked my phone. I was out.
First quarter anyway.
They had 18 and 14 each or something at quarter time. I'm like, what? So I don't know. Maybe who have the Dogs got? They got Carlton. So I don't know. I think Cripps might be a decent own on the way home if anyone has him.
Carlton were playing Hewitt, sort of in like a negating role, I think. Like Hewitt would match up on the best mid, but they've dropped Hewitt now.
It was sub, yeah.
So I've got Errol into Bont. I think both had down games, and both hopefully one of them can bounce back.
Bont's usually
I feel like I'm not confident I'm going to get a good score out of either. I don't know.
Yeah.
So what have you got loaded?
I did have Dunks as the captain, but my VC I hadn't really decided. I was even considering just doing Green anyway, seeing if he's on 100 at halftime and taking it against us.
Yeah.
You could even do Whitfield, George, if you wanted to.
I was
sneaky.
about to say.
Yeah.
Other format, I think I'll load Whitfield, but yeah,
you wouldn't
that
captain him though.
You
would never captain him. That's a problem. You'd have to have Dunks, surely, bro.
If I captain him, you're just going to be like, please don't get concussed.
Oh, 100%. 100%.
Yeah, I've got Errol into Bond, but I reckon other format I'll do. No, who cares? But I'll do Errol into a Wit in that other format.
Yeah. Even a sneaky's he's been cooking, but Philly always just does like his first big score, like 140 was on the weekend. He always does like 110, 120. It's never like a monster.
Yeah.
He'd always be a good fallback option, but anyway, it's crazy to see like he's pretty much doing the bang on same numbers as Dacos in his second year as well.
Would you take Shees or Dacos at the Tigers?
I don't know, man. That's such a hard one. If that's a question in itself, I'm winning. So
yeah.
I don't know. It's fine. They're both bang on same average right now as well. But no, she's been awesome. So he's had to do it. The thing is, if you were looking for something to point towards, like she's has had to do it at North. Like he's been doing it at a team that's all time bad. Like all time bad. Whereas Nick came up. To be fair, Nick was doing a lot of it himself as well. Not like Collingwood. Obviously, they won a flag. We're like an amazing collection of talent either, but obviously clearly a lot better than North. A lot better. So I don't know. That's obviously that goes into it. So they're both super impressive. Super impressive. All right, George, there's enough chat about that. Let's get this on the screen and get ready to embarrass ourselves. So we'll start easy, I think. I think that's probably the
go straight to hard.
Why? I'm barely going to know.
Surely medium. Is there a medium?
There should be. How do I do it? Let me change it. Medium. All right.
Good. I didn't know that one.
St Kilda 8.
Are we doing this together? Or one of us?
Do it together. If you know it, shout it. I don't even know this one already. Is it? Oh, I don't even know it already.
I have no idea. Number 8 for St Kilda.
We need 7.
I'll read it out for the audio listeners.
Yeah, let's give up already. Not a good look, George. Oh, it is Brad Hill.
Brad Hill. Oh. All right, what we got? That's Mason Wood, I think. 32.
Yeah, I think you're right. Yeah, I think you're right.
Yeah, nice.
We got one. Oh, that's
Carlton 30. Kerno, right?
Is that not Kerno? Yeah, I thought it was.
Yeah.
Didn't want to be wrong. Wanted to make sure. Okay, that's at least easy.
Collingwood back 30.
Oh no, he's 20.
More.
Oh,
no. How's 38?
Oh yeah, embarrassed myself completely. That's Jack Bowes, isn't it?
12 for Geelong.
Or not?
Yeah.
It is? See, now I'm second guessing. The funny part is Richmond's probably the worst team. I'll be out at this.
Lions 4. This is.
Jeez, told you we should have done easy.
He's number 4 for Lions.
I don't know. That should be an easy one.
Luggage is 6, isn't he?
Yeah.
Is it Berry? No.
Nah, why do I feel like it's like Archie or something?
Yeah, do it.
It's probably so wrong. Oh, it is too. I didn't get it. It ran out of time.
Are we going to be here till we beat 5?
All right. On medium? Yeah. All right. No, West Coast.
West Coast 12. Is that Allen?
Yeah, you're right.
Okay. Next is Geelong 5. Cameron?
Yeah.
Is he 5?
Pretty sure.
Yeah.
Don't make me second guess, Jones. Looks stupid. Giants 40. Okay, come on.
Okay, that's not good.
That's not good. It's got to be like a defender or something.
What's Peatling?
Oh, I don't know.
He might be 30. No, he's 30 something. Giants 40.
I don't know, man.
What's Rouston? Just do Rouston.
Yeah, Adam Kennedy. Dude. Come on. That's got to be like hard at least.
Yeah.
All right, come on, we can do it. Games. 29. Oh, great.
Ablett. I don't know.
Who's got it now? Who would they even give that number to?
Geelong 29. Oh, God, this is embarrassing. Like,
I'm just picturing all the kids who look like good with jumper numbers just yelling at us.
I don't know. Never. I don't know. Guthrie. Oh,
that's bad. That's bad, George.
That's bad, yeah.
That's really bad.
Dogs 39.
Okay,
nice.
At least I know
Janison.
It's very weird knowing Janison and not knowing.
There's Hogan, 23 Giants.
Not knowing Guthrie. That is bad.
Yeah.
All right, come on.
Got to get to 5 here.
Oh, yes.
Sydney 4.
Is that Brody, right? No?
Grundy.
Or is it Adams? Is it one of them?
No, Adams is 3.
Did they give Brody 4? Or am I tripping?
I think they did.
Surely. Looked at him 30,000 times this year.
Yeah. Nice.
2 more. Cats 32.
Danger. No, he's 35. He was 32 at the Crows.
Did we not just have this before? Who was
did
32?
We?
Did we have? No, we had Saints one. Oh, it's Grind. It's Grind.
Oh.
Owned him for 2 weeks, trade him out. Oh, no.
Okay, 27. I think this is
the Bombers and
Redmond.
Weeks. Is it? Okay. Well,
He might be 25. I think he's 27.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
I think we've still embarrassed ourselves, but we got some redemption back.
Pies won.
Let's go till we die. It's not the go, is it? Who's won? Because he's 5, isn't he? No? Or is he? I see now. As soon as you start second guessing.
This should be easy. We're gonna kick ourselves. Collingwood won.
Oh my god.
Sullivan? No, he's 33.
Oh no, it's Lip. Oh no, I don't have time.
Oh, it's Lipinski. Oh,
no, nice. I don't have time to type it. All right, fuck it. Get it off. Get it off.
All right. Is that bad? 5 on medium? Probably.
I think that's horrible. Which one?
Yeah.
Not this one. Oh god. Look at me stuffing
we'll
around. Yeah, so no, I hope you enjoyed that. That was bad for us, but hopefully entertaining. Not, to be honest, never something I've been good at. Even my own team, like if we just did a Richmond one, then I reckon I would know like half of them, and that's like there'd be ones I'd forget
on the flag.
Yeah, no, not good. Okay, but not amazing with numbers. I know there's people out there that just know every single one. Did you see the Shees video of him doing it where he got like 100 in a row or something, and he just absolutely nerded it out? You didn't see it?
I saw. I think he. I don't know. He got like a streak of 14 in the video, but they said he got
in that video. Yeah, but he's yeah. But there's just people like that. Like even NBA, no, like I could name obviously the main ones, but just not something you're like. Actually in NBA, it's maybe easier because you just look at the players so much more. It's on the front and the back.
Yeah.
And there's fewer players, whereas I think just footy's just a lot harder. It's just so many blokes running around. It's only on their back. You don't like see it all the time. Like every time you see them on screen. That's probably part of it. It's also me making an excuse. But yeah, no, I was just thought that's something fun we do this week.
No, nice.
Something else. We'll find something else next week. And that's about it. So, anything to sign off with, George?
I drafted my 2025 team.
Oh, okay. So you're bringing that to us next week? Any teasers?
We'll do that next week. I had to add Philippou in on the weekend.
Oh, okay.
He's been sub like 8 times or something, but
very true. I guess Baz, was there news about him this week we could speak about? Or not? He's down to 2 clubs. Yeah.
Geelong and Hawthorn.
Yeah. And what do you think will be priced? Because you said this, like he's 450. He'll still have forward DPP, would assume. So
I think like 225-ish. Depends on the magic number, but that sort of range if they're consistent.
50%, like half his price of this year. Yeah.
I think what they've done with like more trades and bigger discounts, maybe they're trying to bring more players into relevance.
True.
Which I think is okay, but I don't know, it just feels weird to change the discounts every year. But
he could be F1 next year.
Yeah.
In the right
We're
situation.
not really getting any, like this time last year, we knew we'd pick Flanders, and then as soon as Heaney played midfield, looked at him, but there's nothing really. Maybe Philippou, but he's still going to be a kid.
Do we know who we'd lose? Like,
we'll lose Cordwell.
Flanders obviously ain't going to be forward. He'll be one of the other 2.
He'll be defender, maybe defender mid.
Heaney
will go.
Do you reckon he'll be? Yeah, true. It's been no, he won't be forward, will he? Caldwell?
Gone.
Gone. I haven't really looked at the splits too much as you. Who else is there? I guess Jackson might still be it, but
yeah, he'll get it.
It is what it is with him. Rankin will probably keep it.
Yeah, Rankin will.
Zorko will be at the other end of the field. So yeah, you lose him every year. So yeah, Baz could have every chance of being one of the top forwards next year. And there's all the key forwards again, and obviously ones that come out of nowhere. But yeah, all right. Well, George will bring the draft, the 2025. First look at your team next week, and we'll have a look.
All right. Highly anticipated.
Start talking about next year.
Well, I think half the Discord is like has less than 2 trades at this point. So
have you created the 2025 channel yet?
Get to it. Yeah. I think so. I wouldn't mind. But I think people are ready for a spell and ready for. We got lots of AFLW players in Discord.
Yeah, true. That breaks it up. NFL.
When's NFL start? September?
Oh, a couple months. Yeah. I think I saw a thing last week. It was like 10 weeks away. And even the Premier League stuff, that starts in like 5 weeks, 4 or 5 weeks.
It's like a 40-week, 38 weeks.
And but like you add in the like years where it's World Cups or Euro and Copa America, like they just look.
Never
not gonna have sympathy for professional athletes on millions of dollars, but these players like they don't get out, especially football players. I feel like they just get no time off at all, none.
Yeah, like the off-season program and whatever.
Like especially players in these tournaments, they'll go back and they'll be straight into preseason, and then season starts again, and like season just finished.
Yeah,
but hey, you're not going to feel bad for the blokes on $300,000 a week and or more. But yeah, all right, enough yapping. But we'll be back next week. Still don't have any update I didn't see on Heaney or what have you, but obviously, check. People will check that out obviously later on tonight or tomorrow. So I think, I think we said probably trade Gawn unless you have Jackson as cover, and Rankin. I mean, for me, he's probably a trade depending if you had 1 or 2, maybe not, but if you had more than that, I think so, George. And other than that, not much else to discuss. So we'll come back next week. We'll have another fun game or quiz or something to do, and we'll discuss round 18. So thanks for listening, watching, wherever you are, and we'll see you guys next week. Cheers.